India no longer appears content to draft the plans while others run the production lines. It wants the tools and the foundries. On Saturday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi used the summit stage to announce the approval and fast-tracking of 4 semiconductor units. The India Semiconductor Mission has moved beyond policy documents and into construction schedules. So for a country long associated with software talent, the emphasis is shifting very firmly toward fabrication and hardware capacity, where strategy is measured not in speeches, but in steel and silicon. Set your sights on JVAR, the HCL Foxconn venture, a 60-40 partnership, Indian capital alongside Taiwanese manufacturing expertise. 3,706 crore rupees committed. Around 3,500 jobs projected. Construction timelines are already being discussed. And by 2028, the site is expected to be more than just scaffolding and a promise. This facility will produce display driver chips, the components that power phone screens and digital dashboards. So for now, most are imported. The intention is to manufacture them in Uttar Pradesh. Constructing the plant is one milestone. Maintaining precision and high production standards over time will actually be the greater challenge. Foxconn arrives with experience. India enters a field where reliability is measured in microns. For a while, in fact, for years, India was described as the world's back office. Interestingly, around 20% of global semiconductor design talent works out of Bengaluru and Hyderabad, producing chip designs that were then manufactured overseas. That very equation is now being reconsidered. Basically, the ambition of building a trillion-dollar technology economy rests on something tangible. Cloud services alone are not enough. Hardware fabrication and domestic supply chains carry equal weight. From Tata's semiconductor plants in Gujarat to Micron's facility in Sanand, with proposals stretching from Assam to Odisha, investment is spreading across the country, a sign of deliberate industrial intent. And that intent is now materializing in concrete, machinery, and production lines. Global supply chains remain exposed. A disruption in, for example, the Taiwan Strait would have consequences far beyond the region. Against that very backdrop, manufacturers have pursued a China plus one strategy to diversify risk. India is making the case to be that additional anchor. In presenting itself as that additional anchor, India is also leaning into a particular image, a trusted partner, a democratic alternative in an increasingly polarized supply chain landscape. The stakes are very considerable. Washington is paying close attention, and you know what? So is Beijing. In presenting itself as that additional perspective and an understanding, India, as we believe, has become that alternative. And now, of course, as we move along, we have to go ahead and find out about the stakes, which are very, very considerable. And we need to find out about the fact that what is Beijing going to think. Ashwini Vaishnav has called semiconductors the critical layer behind artificial intelligence. And you know what? He is right. Because without chips, even the most advanced software has nowhere to operate. But then, of course, the question at the top of the head is, why JVAR? Why Uttar Pradesh? Because the state already produces a large share of India's mobile phones. The suppliers, transport links, and workforce are all well established. And moving into semiconductors production will take advantage of that very foundation. The transition is also generational, apart from it being industrial. Because for years, ambition gravitated towards software parks and coding roles. Fabrication plants demand engineers trained in material science, clean rooms, and process control. If the last growth story was written in code, the next may be etched in silicon. And here, of course, is the front page take. India's technology strategy is widening from services to fabrication. The India AI mission now is positioned alongside the Semiconductor Mission, linking software ambition with hardware capacity. Artificial intelligence depends on compute. Compute depends on chips. So in the coming decade, advantage may well rest less on applications and more on who controls the underlying silicon. 4 approved plants suggest a very clear direction of travel. The question is, whether this marks the start of a sustained industrial chapter or is this just another costly experiment. Please do let us know what you think in the comments below. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by the AIM Network. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM.